Have we met our new queen of caramel fragrances? Her name would say so, and I think I say so. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Aleisha Budget Beauty. My name is Aleisha. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion, beauty, and fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, new fragrance release reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. All right, you guys. I am just going to say right now, I do not say that I love a gourmand very often. I do not say that I think a gourmand is a must very often. I'm telling you right now, you're probably going to hear me say that a few times with this fragrance because I love it so stinking much. What are we talking about? We are talking about the new Queens Caramel by Ellis Brooklyn. Oh my goodness, has Ellis Brooklyn come out with the most sophisticated, wearable, layerable, enjoyable, kind of grown-up caramel fragrance that even gourmand haters, I think, might actually enjoy this. This is a stunning, stunning release. And this actually releases, I think, exclusively at Sephora on August 11th. Now, when I say it's a must, that it's amazing, that I'm obsessed, I do mean that, but also I don't want anyone to feel like you have FOMO if you can't go and purchase this. Can you live without this? Of course you can. We can live without any fragrance, truly. But if I'm going to put my name on something really recommending a caramel fragrance, a gourmand, is going to be this one right here. So, number one, the bottle, super pretty. It is similar. I've got Guava Granita right here because I am also going to talk about 6 layering options within the Ellis Brooklyn brand house family to layer with caramel, Queens Caramel. But Guava Granita right here is very, very similar. So I think these are different sizes, by the way. This is a 50 ml. Oh, they're both 50 mils. I don't know why this one looks smaller to me. They're not. That's an optical illusion to me. So this one is ombre, kind of like the eyes. Yes, I did it on purpose because I'm matchy-matchy like that. But it's kind of this caramel down into like a sunsetty pink look, while this one is just really that kind of bright guava shade. So they kind of look similar, but not exact. And it does come in a pink box, which is really pretty. And I do have the notes right here on the card that they sent. I did get this in PR, by the way. I want to disclose that. So I did not purchase this. I got this in PR, but these are my honest opinions. Okay. Top notes are caramel, maple sugar, wild honey, pink salt. Mid notes, sheer jasmine, whipped coconut, vanilla orchid, white chocolate. The dry down base, vanilla bourbon, amber woods, tonka bean, milky musks. I mean, talk about so many gourmand notes in here, right? You have the caramel, you have some maple sugar, the honey, even the salt, the coconut, the chocolate, vanilla bourbon. So I thought when I saw those notes before I smelled this, I thought, oh my, this may give me a cavity, a nasal. You do have a nasal cavity, actually. I thought I was going to play on words like, you know, a sweet cavity to your tooth and say like nasal cavity, but this is actually a nasal cavity. But you know what I'm saying? I thought this was just going to be way, way too sweet, maybe. I also thought, okay, is this going to smell like a lot of the other caramel fragrances out there? Is it going to be this milky, overly sweet, sort of butterscotchy caramel? And I have to say, this is balanced so beautifully. It is just the right amount of sweetness without being too cloying, too much, too heavy. It is so delightful. I got nervous when I saw maple too, because I'm not a big fan of syrup scents as far as fragrance on the body. I like them as candles. It's fine. Maybe in the kitchen. I don't even like that scent like in my bedroom. And I thought, oh, I don't really want to smell like maple syrup. But I'm telling you guys, this is warm, toasty, sugary with just the right amount of that maple, that little pinch of salt that's in here, I think really balances the sweetness really beautifully. Nothing is done too much. The caramel's not done too much. The chocolate's not done too much. It's all working together in the most harmonious, beautiful kind of fall gourmand. As soon as I smelled this, I was like, oh, this is fall. This is carnival. This is festival. And really cool. They sent this in the PR package, their apple love, to be layered together for a caramel apple. And I thought, well, duh, that's obvious, but like, is it really gonna layer well? You guys, dead ringer, dead on. And I would recommend spraying the caramel first, letting it sit for a minute, then go in with the apple. This is a really juicy, bright fall. Not really, bright's not the right word, as I just said that. I wouldn't say bright. This is a juicy, deep, kind of red apple fragrance. As it sits on the skin with that caramel, it comes together and I'm like, oh my gosh, they nailed that. It is delicious, but somehow it manages to be very, very wearable. And with gourmands, I have often said, I like them. I enjoy them. I don't think typically they should be very expensive, because I typically don't think that they smell very upscale. Sometimes they can smell kind of cheap. I think a lot of gourmands should kind of stick to being body sprays. There's a lot of great Middle Eastern fragrances and dupes that I think do it really well. When you get up into the higher, I'd say anywhere $80 and more for gourmands, sometimes I struggle with that because I don't think it warrants that price. But this is an expensive smelling gourmand. And like I said, one that I think even those that turn their nose up at it could wear. It doesn't smell exactly like food, but it gives the essence of the food and the season that it's in, the fall. I mean, truly, you could go apple picking when you layer these two. You could go pumpkin patch. It's what it's giving me. It's giving rich, delicious fall and in an elevated sort of expensive smelling way. I'm pretty blown away by it. I really, really am. Now, price on this, 50 ml is $115 and a travel is $33. So me being budget beauty, I think what I'm going to start doing is I do have some expensive fragrances in my collection. Like I just got one in that's a $400 fragrance, but I only paid $250 for. I'm going to start really, if I talk about fragrances that are a little bit more on the expensive side, and I do think $115 for a lot of people still is expensive, I'm going to just try to tell you how to get it for the best price, if you can, to kind of take the edge off of that sticker shock value. So this is going to Sephora Sale. When it's 20% off, great. Save up your points. Use it on this. If you're not sure about a full size, get the travel instead and make sure you really love it. But I can say it's a fantastic release. I think one of the best that they've ever done. And some of these brands that have never been super, super gourmand leaning, I think sometimes when they try to do gourmand, they don't do it very well. They did it very well. But it's not that it's their first rodeo, because one of their kind of more gourmand scents from a few years ago is Bee. And Bee layered with Queens Caramel also really works. Bee is a kind of, it smells a little bit thicker, definitely more fall leaning, I think. It's honey, it's kind of boozy. There's a little bit of kind of exotic spiciness going on this, but it's very smooth. It's just kind of thick. It's actually a really, really gorgeous fragrance that not enough people, I think, talk about. These also layer really, really well. It just kind of gives it a deep caramel, honey, milky booziness to it. with all of these that I'm going to recommend layering, give it about 3 minutes. And then that's when it really, really starts to mix together and smells really, really good. So if you have B, I would layer them. We already talked about Apple Love, total caramel apple vibes. Then Guava Granita is kind of one that you may not think. And it took it about 5 minutes on the skin where I was like, okay, there she is. I do really like this. So Guava Granita has more of a freshness to it. So I wasn't sure if they were going to mix well or not. But it does have the banana and it has, you know, of course, the guava. A lot of fragrances out there have a guava and a caramel note together. So I thought, well, maybe that will work. And I do think that it works. It just takes a minute for it to kind of symbiotically mix well together. Now, then this one is really good, I think, is the banana milkshake. Then you're just getting kind of a banana dipped in caramel with this, like caramel and the chocolate. It's really, 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 really pretty. I think it goes really well together, maybe slightly better than this. I know this has banana in it too, but it's that freshness that I'm like, I don't know. It does work, but I don't think as well as the banana milkshake because it's kind of this milky caramel, banana, so good. Then this one is excellent. Highly recommend salt. Now there's already a salt note in here, but if you want to just amp that up, I always say in baking, we do sugar and salt together to kind of draw out the sweetness and sometimes even cut into the sweetness. And this just extra salt in here is so good. And I also have always thought salt by Ellis Brooklyn is a little bit more masculine. And I think it's a way to make this combo more masculine too. Still a woman. I mean, it's not overly masculine, but if a man's like, could I wear Queens Caramel? Would it be too sweet? I think it's gorgeous. I mean, if you like to smell like that, I think there's so many things you could layer this with, even men that may already have in their collection outside of Ellis Brooklyn. But salt together with it just gives it a perfect unisex, sexy deliciousness. So definitely recommend that. And then lastly, marshmallows. This just makes it like you're by the campfire, roasting your marshmallows with that salty caramel goodness in here. Oh, these two together are like your camping gourmand dream. So I definitely recommend mixing the two of these as well. I'm telling you guys, this is one of those fragrances that on its own is fantastic, but could layer with so many things. I think that it is worth the price, even being a gourmand. I do think that it's elevated and just beautiful. I think they did a phenomenal job with it. I put my stamp of approval on this all the way. Now, if you hate caramel, anything gourmand leaning whatsoever, it's probably not for you. But I still recommend going and getting your nose on it because it could be the one that changes your mind. But that is it, you guys. That is my rave review of Queens Caramel. She's the queen of caramels to me. I thank you so much for watching. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping, and smelling fabulous. Bye.